You were trained to work hard, not build wealth. My name is Brandy Shaver, one of the co founders of Feminine Wealth, and I'm excited that you're here. You were trained to equate your worth with the number of hours you work. That training built your career. It will not build your wealth. That is the tension, okay? Corporate productivity rewards visibility, responsiveness, and endurance. Long hours, full calendars, fast replies, and constant output. But leveraged wealth rewards ownership, assets, and scale. Here is the reframe: productivity is not the same as profitability. My point of view is clear. If you measure your value by how busy you are, you will struggle to build something that actually works without you. And I'm speaking directly to the high achieving woman who is praised for her reliability, her consistency, and her performance. The one who secretly feels exhausted and capped. If that's you, stay with me. Quick question: were you taught that working harder equals being more valuable? If yes, comment trained down below. Let's acknowledge that conditioning. Let's redefine what is actually happening. The corporate productivity trap is the belief that more hours, more meetings, and more output automatically lead to more income and more security. That belief works inside employment. It does not translate to leveraged wealth. In corporate structures, your effort is exchanged for salary. The more valuable you are perceived to be, the more stable your position becomes. But wealth is built differently. Wealth grows through ownership, scale, and compounding assets. Here are four principles behind this shift. First, time is finite. You cannot scale hours indefinitely. Second, salary has a structural ceiling. Ownership does not. Third, busyness can increase income slightly, but it rarely multiplies it. And fourth, assets produce without constant supervision. Think about that. Which principle challenges your current mindset the most? Comment one, two, three, or four. Now, let's talk about the blocks that keep disciplined women inside this productivity trap. Block one is hour-based identity. The internal dialogue says, if I am not working, I'm not of value. It shows up as guilt during rest, constant checking of emails, filling every open space in your calendar. And here's the reframe: your value is not measured in minutes, it's measured in impact and ownership. You are worthy beyond your output. Block two is visibility dependence. The belief sounds like this: if leadership sees me working hard, then I'm safe. It shows up as overperformance, taking on extra tasks, saying yes too often. Let me be clear: visibility builds your reputation, it does not automatically build wealth. Now, block three is security illusion. The internal voice says a steady paycheck equals safety. It feels predictable, it feels responsible. But here's the truth: a paycheck is a stable income. It is not scalable wealth. Security that depends on someone else's approval is conditional. Block four is promotion tunnel vision. You believe the next level will solve everything. One more raise, one more title. It shows up as chasing incremental increases while ignoring structural limits. Now, listen: a higher salary inside the same system is still inside the system. And block five is underdeveloped ownership thinking. You were trained to execute, not to own. So, equity, intellectual property, scalable models, and leverage partnerships feel unfamiliar. Think about that. No one taught you to think like an owner. That does not mean you cannot learn. Reflection moment: where are you still equating worth with hours? And be specific, okay? Now, let me give you the structure. I call this the 5 pillars of escaping the productivity trap. Pillar one is ownership awareness. You must understand what you own and what you do not. Salary is earned income, equity is owned income. Your action step is simple: write down every income source you have, identify which ones you own and which ones require constant performance. Pillar two is leverage design. Leverage means building systems that operate without your continuous presence. This could be digital products, revenue sharing partnerships, intellectual property, or investments. Ask yourself, if I step away for 30 days, what would still produce income? That answer reveals your leverage gap. Now, pillar three is calendar reallocation. If 100% of your time is sold, you have no time to build assets. You do not need to quit overnight. You need to redirect some strategically, okay? Each 5 to 10 hours a week dedicated to asset building changes your trajectory. Pillar 4 is value repositioning. Instead of proving your worth through hours, increase your value through impact. High value problems command higher compensation. The question becomes, am I solving surface level tasks or high level strategic problems? And pillar 5 is long term compounding. Wealth is not built in quarterly cycles. It is built in years of compounding ownership. So let me be clear. Short-term productivity creates income. Long-term compounding creates freedom, okay? Your instruction, choose one asset to build this year and protect it from distraction. So let's get practical. First practice, track output versus ownership. At the end of each week, ask yourself, how many hours were spent earning versus building? For example, 40 hours of work earns income. 5 hours of building a digital asset builds future leverage. Second, asset hour first. Before reactive tasks, spend your first focused hour on something you own. Draft a framework, outline a course, research investments, develop a partnership idea. Protect that hour like it's non-negotiable. Third, practice promotion replacement thinking. Instead of asking, how can I get promoted? Ask, how can I increase ownership? This shifts your mindset from incremental growth to exponential potential. Now, fourth, practice monthly leverage review. Okay. Once a month, assess what percentage of your income is leveraged. If it's low, that's not failure, it is a starting point. Small, consistent shifts compound. Now, you were trained to be productive. You were not trained to be leveraged. That's not your fault. Okay. It's a cultural conditioning. But you are not here to remain conditioned. You are intelligent, strategic, and capable. Imagine redirecting your discipline toward ownership. Imagine building assets that grow beyond your calendar. And imagine creating income that's not tied to approval or attendance. That is possible. Now, listen, the future of feminine wealth belongs to women who shift from employee thinking to owner thinking. If this resonates, comment owner below. Let that be your declaration. Share this episode with a woman who is exhausted from proving her worth through hours. We're not here to measure our value by busyness. We are here to build structures that outlast our time. And when you shift from productivity to ownership, everything changes.